Hello my friends, today's video is going to be the definition of enlightenment. So as explained in previous videos, the definition of enlightenment means that you don't assume yourself to be a thought anymore. That you are the one that sees thoughts and allows thoughts and gives life to thoughts, but you are not the thought. And in particular the thought of being an individual. The individual thought is kind of like it's a cloud, and we are the sky in which the cloud can exist, and we are the winds of consciousness that blows this cloud around, and we are the whole universe focusing on this one cloud as us as an individual. But this individual is just a thought, and it's a thought that started off as one little thought at 1 year old, 2 year old, and it added upon more thoughts. And then it became a bundle of thoughts at 3 years old, 4 years old. Still didn't have much of an identity yet. And then by the time it gets to about 7 years old, this individual thought cloud, our ever perfect enlightenmentness that we already ever always are, he starts focusing on this cloud. And the returns back to enlightenment is stop focusing on this cloud. It's just a thought. That's just an idea. And some of the things that help bring perspective to this is that this cloud is, one. It was at 1 year old, it was not really there. It didn't exist. It took 2 years, 3 years, 7 years. Even the 7-year-old identity thought-based cloud is still quite primitive and not really formed yet. But then it gets to 10-year-old, and it starts speaking for itself, this cloud. It speaks on our behalf, and then it makes judgments on our behalf. And the consciousness that we are is incapable of all these elements of this thought-based cloud. It can't do it. And in order to create suffering, you need to be a somebody, and this is the somebody of the thought-based cloud. It's a thing. A cloud is a thing, and the sky is no thing, which is the we are the consciousness that sees the thought, which is a thing, but the consciousness itself isn't a thing. Therefore, it cannot be touched, and it is untouchable. And this is why, when we stop identifying with the thing-based thought identity, you return back to enlightenment. You can't identify with a thought anymore because you can see it's just a thought. And you return back to the natural state of enlightenment, and it's nirvana, and that's because you're not a thing anymore. In order for suffering to occur, there needs to be a sufferer, a person, a someone, a something. But consciousness is incapable of any of that. It is not that. It is no thing. It is awareness. And if you try to maybe try to paint a picture of what awareness is, you can't. Can you call awareness a thing? No. Awareness is sort of that's looking at things. It's the background in which enables things to exist. So this is why when we no longer focus on the thing-based identity, which is this individualized thought-based cloud, suffering is not only not possible anymore, but it's impossible to even conceive and imagine. Just as in our state of realm now, as we are identified as a thing-based, victim-based, thought-based consciousness, which is happening to me and separate, and someone dies and I'm sad because they are gone, but there is no gone. There was only one single consciousness by itself in this realm that looks like it's many. So all suffering occurs when the focus, the ever perfect, immaculate, untouchable focus that we are, focuses on itself as a thing, as a thought, as a cloud, as an idea. And then when you see, it's just an idea, that's when the enlightenment happens naturally by itself. You can't identify anymore. the ability to identify becomes impossible, even if you try to identify as yourself back to this thought-based individual cloud idea. It can't occur anymore, because you know yourself as the witness to that, and that's what causes enlightenment is the realization that this is just a thing, it's a thought, and it's not who I am. And who I am is the consciousness that witnesses the thoughts and enables all thoughts to exist and gives power to the thoughts. Because without us, there is, we are the computer in which the software can run. But the software is interchangeable, the software is insignificant. So yeah, getting towards those points. So yeah, I guess like when you're 1 year old, you don't even have this idea, thought-based cloud in it yet, hasn't even formed. And the other contradiction is it's always changing. How can you be something that's constantly changing? You can't. There's always one thing that you are, and that is the witness to that's ever changing, the ever changing cloud of personal fictitious identity. So it's the changing which is recognized, which helps brings about the realization that it can't be you. And also it's not constant. So you got the constant and the non-constant. So who we are is the constant, and the non-constant is this cloud that appears in the vision of our consciousness and appears important. It takes on a reality it doesn't have. It speaks on our behalf as if it's us. It makes judgments on our behalf as if it's us. And then it is becoming disturbed by its own judgments on our behalf as if it is us. And it is us, the consciousness, that is witnessing all these stages, and assumes that it is us because we feel it within us, then it must be us. But this is where the identification happens. And this identification is enlightenment, when you cannot fuse with an idea as you anymore, because you can see it's just an idea. So we've got constant and non-constant. We've got the ever-changing from 1 year old to the 50-year-old idea-based cloud. Is just doesn't make sense. Is there any more? I'm sure there's a couple more. I've forgotten now, but yeah, there's some of the points, and so yeah, when I remember, like when years ago, when I was really determined to, and a lot of transitions of enlightenment were happened to me. I'm not enlightened now. I still believe myself to be a cloud-based identity. But I remember, yeah, like many years ago when this very strong determination was happening, I didn't care what this cloud identity thought anymore. I didn't care. So the cloud identity, it's always complaining about what someone said, what someone didn't say, what they did, what they didn't do, and what happened and didn't happen. So it's always in a resistance to what is, to those six things. And I remember I very strongly was determined to, didn't care about what was happening in the world of those six things, of what people did, didn't do, say, didn't say, happen, didn't happen. But I was more interested in what my cloud's opinion was to those six things, and seeing its reaction to those six things, and what it thought about those six things, and what it judged about those six things, and what it resisted to those six things. And because I brought such a strong, intense focus, that's when enlightenment after enlightenment was happening to me every week. And so, so this is all my videos. It always speaks about one single thing. It's not a hard topic. It's just don't identify anymore. That's it. And what are you not identifying with? As a thought being you, an idea being you. And this idea is painted as a picture, as an individual. But another contradiction is, you look at the entire animal kingdom, they don't have this ability to assume their identity as being an individual thought identity cloud. They can't do that. Only we can do that. So, and they exist perfectly fine. Is there any other factors? Probably, but yeah, maybe that's enough for today's video. Yeah, thanks very much, guys. See ya.